Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Guys, today we are going to get this 2011 MacBook Pro working as an emulation machine. That's right, we're going to get this into retro gaming. And it's actually really simple, and I'm going to go through the steps with you. It doesn't involve downloading any additional Linux softwares or anything along those lines. As long as you have access to Steam, this will work perfectly. And we're going to use a gaming software called RetroArch. And don't worry, I'm going to go through and show you exactly how to set that up, get all the games on there, all the system BIOSes on there as well. And we're going to see, can this 2011 MacBook Pro handle it? And if you have one of these, could you do exactly the same thing extremely easily? So without any further ado, let's get into it. So first things first, guys, you can see that I run Linux Mint, but as long as you have access to Steam, open up your Steam. So with Steam open, I already have RetroArch already in my library. But if you're searching for the first time, go to the search bar and simply search RetroArch. And you'll see it there. It is completely free for you to use and download. So get onto RetroArch. Okay guys, once loaded, scroll down and click play game, and it will automatically start to download. You just need to select your drive and you're away. And before we go any further, we need to plug in our hard drive or USB where you have your game ROMs. So get that all plugged in. I'm just using my hard drive where I have all my ROMs on there currently. Okay, once you have done that, go back to your library, find RetroArch and hit play and let it load up. So once we're in, we're going to go into import content right there. Once we click on that, we're going to then go to scan a directory or a file and then go through and make sure you find your hard drive. On the system here, I did find that it was in the media section. The great thing about RetroArch is that it will find all the games for you just by clicking scan this directory. So if you find your file, the game ROM file on your hard drive and just click scan this directory, it will find every game for you and import it straight in there. So you have to do absolutely nothing. So next up is BIOS files. Before we can play any games, we are going to need the BIOSes. So come back out to Steam and the main page, and you're going to want to go to where your game ROMs are saved on your drive and hopefully your BIOS files. You're going to need all the BIOS files, for example, like for PlayStation, and you are going to need to move these into the correct places. So the first things first is you are going to need to go into your BIOS files, which you can see I have all mine in here, all the PlayStation ones, etc. Select them all, copy them, and then what you're going to want to go and do is head back to the Steam files. However, the easiest way to do this is to do that from Steam itself. If you right click and go to manage and go to browse local files, because you're going to need to transfer them into RetroArch. Once that loads up, find the systems folder within RetroArch, which is just down there at the bottom, and then all you need to do is paste these files directly into there. Now we can head back into RetroArch, and with RetroArch you're going to want to connect a controller. For some reason my Bluetooth was not finding my controller, so I'm using my 8-bit DO adapter, which is nice and easy to connect PlayStation or Xbox controllers. Actually we'll do the majority, even Nintendo controllers as well. It's a very, very good bit of kit. So it's very easy to do. First, all you need to do is just connect your controller either via Bluetooth or by using this device, and it will automatically do it via the Steam interface and work immediately. So you can see here, now that we are all connected with the controller, we can use the controller to navigate around all of our games and use the controller again straight there. Trust me, the controller is a lot easier than mouse and keyboard, especially with RetroArch and playing the games. And you can map the controller as well, and you can customize the controls to however you want them to be. One main thing I would definitely say to look into is make a hotkey to exit the games. However, once you're in there, there is no way getting out apart from closing RetroArch completely and doing it. So make sure you make that hotkey in the settings sections. But there you go guys, look, you can see all of the retro games. I used to love a little bit of Rampage and the Dino fighting games as well. But you're all set and you're all ready to go. And you can keep importing more and more of your ROMs into RetroArch using the scan directory feature. It has all a deal of emulators, including the PlayStation 1, PSP, PlayStation, and it is able to play even more, including stuff like Xbox, etc. as well. So the world literally is your oyster with RetroArch. You can play all of your classic games once again, and yes, this MacBook does cope very, very well. Just, I guess, the one last little tip when you're selecting your games and you are selecting the emulators, if you have a problem with one particular emulators, there are many for example, Nintendo devices, Sony devices, etc. So just make sure that you try them all. If you have a problem with one, back out, close it down, and just select a new emulator to then try again. And you'll get there eventually. Trust me, they do work. Just make sure that the BARS files are in there. If you have problems with, for example, the PlayStation ones, just check the BARS files. And just make sure that they are in the system folder and you have the correct saved files as .bin, for example, for those PlayStation ones. If you need any assistance on that, then check on Google. There's a lot on there that will tell you exactly how they need to be saved, and the cores themselves in the information section will also tell you what file formats they will accept. So there you go, guys. We have managed to make another use for this 2011 MacBook Pro, and it does it very, very well, and it copes very, very well. And of course, these retro games don't need a lot of power, but it's great that we can keep these MacBooks alive by finding external uses for them away from their things. And the other thing, completely free, just by using Steam, which most of us have accounts for as it is. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, then do leave a comment down below. Are you going to try this on your old MacBook? Maybe you have another old laptop which you are going to try this on. Maybe an old gaming laptop or something along those lines. But guys, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new around here, go and check out that merchandise, and if you want to support the channel even further, then do consider being a member. Hit that join button and become a part of the family and get early access to videos as well as other perks along the way. So everyone, I will see you all in the next one.